The world is moving faster than
episode on the Royalty Mindset podcast, and of course, in collaboration with Dr. Ernie on Responsible AI podcast. So today, I have an important guest, a friend whom I have known for a very long period of time, who is doing something very, very fantastic in the tech world today. And I am very excited because of what we're about to discuss. All right, so welcome, my friend,
Thank you.
Mayokon Saliu,
Thank
the
you.
founder and CEO of Orion Tech. Nice to have you on my podcast, my brother.
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here. I think we've discussed this happening for some time, and
Yes.
the schedule just keep conflicting. But I'm glad we're finally doing it.
You know, you're a busy man, busy making money, so it's always hard to catch.
I don't know about the money part, but
Well, we are here today, so
Yeah.
thank you for coming. So today we want to discuss, technology. These days is all about so many things coming up, right?
Yeah.
We've had SaaS, software as a service, and now there's new one that is in vogue, agent as a service
Or outcome as a service.
or outcome as a service. So many things happening as a service these days.
Yeah.
So I'm more, very, very important in that agent as a service. And I know you are playing big in this domain. So I would like you to, first of all, give us a brief introduction of who you are and what you are doing, and then we can take it off from there.
Thank you. My name is Mayokon Saliu. My friends just call me Mayor. And I'm the CEO and founder of Orion Tech. Orion Tech now is the company behind the product Agent as a Service. And Agent as a Service, I like to tell people it's just the further step that completes the work that software as a service started. So, SaaS, software as a service, has been around for decades, all right? And it's a tool. You build a tool, you give it to people who use it, but these people use that tool to complete their work. The human still has to complete it. Take any of the apps you have on your phone.
Right.
Your trading app, right? It's a software, but you still have to go there and, say, invest this percentage of money in this fund.
Right.
You're using the tool.
You use the tool. Yes.
The human is still
Right.
using it. Whereas with agent as a service, you now have, artificial intelligence or AI agents embedded into that tool now that now actually completes the tasks, right? So it's different from your ChatGPT,
Yeah.
even though, if you, depending on what level you are as a user of these AI tools, you might already be using, agents like across the board, but it's much more than just a chatbot. A chatbot talks to you, right?
Yeah.
It makes you feel good. It's an echo chamber and all of that. But an agent completes the tasks. So you see the outcome. So when we say agent as a service, it's an agent, a digital staff, like we like to call it at Orion Tech. It's a digital staff that sells for your business. You actually see your money. You have a dashboard, a visibility where you can see what did the agent do today. So, but that's I would like to
That's
ask
an
me
intro.
anything else you want to know about it, but
that
that's like a
makes
summary.
that makes plenty sense.
Yeah.
I just wanted you to give that description or explanation,
Yeah.
just for the benefit of those who might be watching are really not tech inclined or do not understand how tech works these days. You and I were in tech, so we understand these things. So I believe the explanation you gave is clear enough for anybody, even layman, to understand exactly what agent as a service is. We'll just ask for that question. So now, you had mentioned that this is machine now doing the work instead of human being doing the work. So that's literally, agents. That's what agents are. Agents are invisible micro humans, we call them right now, or machines.
Exactly.
Yeah, that are doing the work on behalf of man,
Exactly.
right? On behalf of human.
Yeah.
Yes.
And at Orion Tech, one of the things we like to clarify is we're not just handing your business over to a machine, right? The machine is full of context, business context, pertaining to just your business alone. So, if you're a client or you're a merchant on the platform, these agents serve your customers using the context that you already approved. So, think of how a business man or woman sells on WhatsApp today.
Yeah.
The most common flow is you'd have someone have a social media account for what they sell. They have an Instagram account, say, I sell this water. I'm a wholesaler for this smart water. I'd have an Instagram account where I post, what I have, different varieties of it. And then on my profile, you'd see my WhatsApp number. When you click the WhatsApp deep link, the WA me, WA.me, the WhatsApp deep link, when you click it, it opens WhatsApp on your phone, right?
Yeah.
And then you chat with the business owner on the other side. So, hi, I'd like to order, 12 packs of this. Now, the problem with that is you'd have to wait for someone to respond.
Yes.
For whatever reason, life happens. The person might be busy. They might be at their
Sleeping,
be at their kids' school, whatever,
Yes.
thing that's happening in life at that moment. And, in the business world, you'd know that no one is so stuck on your brand. There's so many brands out there. If I can get a reply from you in 10 minutes, you best believe I'm moving to the next, next person. And so, what our agent as a service now does, the gap it closes is 24/7, 365 days a year. There's always going to be a response for your customer that messages your WhatsApp business number. Now, not just a response, a chatbot will just respond to them, right?
Yes.
But the beautiful thing, we've taken it a step further, is by the time you wake up the next day, or by the time you come back from, your events or wherever you are, and you log into your merchant dashboard, which is the control center, for your business, you'd see what the agent has sold, the conversations the agent has had with your customers, escalations. We have a agent to human seamless handoff,
Right.
whereby if a customer is talking to the agent and for whatever reason the agent couldn't comprehend, what is being talked about, or some people just still want to talk to humans.
Yes.
The moment you tell the agent, I want to talk to a human, or I want to talk to support, the agent escalates that conversation to you or one of your staff. And then in the command center, the dashboard that we give you as the merchant, you see all of the discussion that led to that conversation. So when you're taking over from the agent, you get full context. You know what was being talked about before you came in. And as soon as you resolve that escalation for the customer, you hand it back to the agent, and the agent continues your business operations for you.
Wow.
And the dashboard, I can't even begin. You'd have to go to the website and see it for yourself. It's full of functional features. I use the word functional because
before we go deeper, right? You have just mentioned a lot of beautiful things that your system does. So this is what your system does today.
Yes.
So if I have, say for example, I have a restaurant and I showcase my restaurant on social media platform, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or wherever, and I have your system working in my business. So I literally put a WhatsApp number or WhatsApp deep link on my profile.
Yes. So when you sign up with us, we embed
a link, a WhatsApp link.
Yeah, we embed the agents onto your WhatsApp business number.
Okay.
And so the moment your customers start interacting with that WhatsApp number, the same way they interact with you today, the only difference is you are no longer glued to your phone. And your cousin, Kamaru, is no longer the one answering your customers, right? Now it's an agent.
Yeah.
And you see, the flow is pretty simple. You say hello to the number. The agent greets you. Same greeting to all your 10,000 customers all year round. There's no, I don't like the way your customer service rep spoke to me. Your customer service rep is rude, any of that stuff.
Right.
The agent is level-headed, 365 days a year. Come rain, come shine, level-headed. Not angry, doesn't get upset. You say hello. The agent responds to you, hi, how may I help you? Welcome to, Royalty, supermarket or Royalty, shop. Restaurants.
Yes.
Would you like to explore our products? Would you like to book an appointment with us? Would you like to get help? What would you like? And then you select it. This is very important for me to say. The agent was deliberately built to be guided. Now, the reason for that and the difference between that and the ChatGPT you have on your phone, or the DeepSeek or any of the Gemini or any of the AI tools you have on your phone, is those are conversational, and they will talk about anything. They are built to keep the conversation going. But you're a business. You're not, you have other things to do, right?
Yeah.
You want, and we want for you, because that's what's going to scale your business. We want the buying journey from the time your customer says hello to the time they check out and you get the money in your bank accounts and you see it reflect on your dashboard. We want to shorten that. We want it to be, not more than 4 to 7 turns of back and forth conversation, and then the customer already checks out. So it's guided. You would, if you test it, if you use it, you find that the agent is intentionally holding the hand of your customer from the time they get through the door by knocking and saying hello to when they check out. Sharp, wow. So the next person can come in. So, before, just for one customer to check out, it might even take days. How much is it? Can you reduce the price? You're going back and forth. But now and then on your dashboard also, you can see how long it's taking your agent to actually close a transaction. So you can see how long did it take this agent? 7 seconds, 10 seconds. We have variety of merchants that we've onboarded, from bookstore owners to hair braiders to fashion designers who want to book appointment, and clinics who want to book, doctor's appointment. And then most recently, we had a university greenhouse on board with us. They have a greenhouse initiative and they're selling the greenhouse produce on the platform. So, you can use you're probably thinking of, it looks like I've heard of this before, but not on WhatsApp. Yes. It's like having Amazon on WhatsApp.
This is beautiful. That's a great, groundbreaking, invention, if I must say.
Yeah. And we're specifically starting this off in Nigeria because, the business is already there on WhatsApp. So we're not asking you, the business owner or your customer, to go download a new app. You all already live on WhatsApp. So just stay there. And then what we're just doing is, and someone's probably thinking, but WhatsApp has WhatsApp business, right? Yes, WhatsApp has WhatsApp business. And what we are doing is, WhatsApp business is like, it's a software, or WhatsApp is a software. And now we're turning it into something that can actually complete a task for you. And the proof is, when you see a conversation happen between a customer, your customer, and your agent, you actually see the money in your account. That's all the proof you need. That's what separates agent as a service from a chatbot or just from a random software.
That is beautiful.
All you've done is you've set up the business profile, on our platform. You've put in your payout account. You've subscribed to, the subscription tier that fits your the level of your business, and you just watch it grow. You add your products, what you sell. You add your product. You set up your policy, your return policy, and all of that, and you just watch the agents use all of that context to run your business.
Wow. Beautiful job, man.
Thank you.
Beautiful job. So I have a question, right?
Yeah.
Regarding, the setup. Say, for example, like I was using my own restaurants as a case study. I don't have a restaurant. I'm only just using this, as a case study, right? So let's say my restaurant, Royalty Restaurant, is buying or subscribing to your service, to your platform.
Yeah.
So I need to have a WhatsApp phone number generated or whatever.
Yeah.
I need to set up a WhatsApp account. So, and then I come to you, you onboard my WhatsApp account, number I create my account using my WhatsApp, number, right? And then setting up the inventory. How is that actually? What's the process like? For me to set up my menu, the type of food that I sell in my restaurant, and all of that.
Before I talk about, adding the product or, setting up your dashboard, which, by the way, we made that very easy. On the website, we have a merchant guide. Each merchant go through a 30-day pilot period, right? Okay. And during that pilot period, we pretty much take them like through a learning path where they understand the dashboard and the product, because we know it's a new product and it needs some getting used to.
Right.
But before getting onto the platform, before the onboarding process, so the way it works is, you don't need to register for WhatsApp yet. When you're getting onboarded to our platform, you just need a fresh number. But if you can't get a fresh number, we do offer a company managed number.
Okay.
So meaning you can buy a number on our platform, or you can go get your own fresh number from in Nigeria, or any country you are registering from. But do not register that as a WhatsApp, because you're going to connect to WhatsApp through us. So we are the bridge between you and WhatsApp now. And that is where the agents, on that bridge is where the agent lives. Now, to setting up your dashboard, setting up your business with the agent, setting up the agents after you onboard, you can add a product. You add a product. You add a product description. By the way, there's an AI generated description on there. Say, you have a pasta carbonara or whatever. Once you put it there and you can add a picture.
Okay.
So when people chat with the agent and they see the menu and say, I want the pasta carbonara, I want the jollof rice, they actually get a picture of what that food is. So on the dashboard, you set up everything. You add the name, the description, the picture, the price. If what you're selling has variant types, say, it's a shirt and it comes in white, blue, green, you can add those as variants, each of them with their price. You can do discounts, you can do promo.
Okay.
The agent will let your customers know, this is discounted by 20%. And then there's one more thing I want to touch on that I think would resonate well with business owners, right? And this has happened to me a lot of times. You ever been on a website, you're shopping, and you got carried away?
Yeah.
Or, you're second guessing what you're about to buy. And,
distraction
or whatever. That happens a lot, right? Now, with Agent as a Service, we have suits of, these agents. We call them digital staff because they do everything your shop, staffs do today. Now, when a customer is chatting with your agents on WhatsApp and they just stop responding mid-chats, maybe they inquired about, these sneakers and they just stopped talking to the agent. After 2 hours, the agent is going to nudge them. It's going to send a reminder to them, a follow-up saying, hey, we're talking about these sneakers. Would you like to check out now? And it's going to take the activity that is going on across board. Like, for example, maybe when you were chatting with the agents, we had 20 in stock. And now maybe there's like 10 left. The agent is actually going to let you know this thing is a hot cake and it's moving fast. We only have 10 left. Would you like to check out now? If you still don't respond, the agent is going to do that follow-up again in 23 hours.
Wow. So abandoned carts.
Yeah, we call it abandoned carts.
So it comes back, reminding you.
Reminding you, and then it recovers sales that you would otherwise have lost if it was Kamaru or, any of your cousin managing that chat, because and it's 2 layers to it, right?
Okay.
Layer 1, you have WhatsApp, where your customers chat with your business. Layer 2, you have the merchant dashboard, where you see all of what is going on between your customer and the agents. And that visibility, I think, is very, very important for most business owners. WhatsApp is the biggest storefront in the world.
Right.
I think it's approximately 2 billion WhatsApp users worldwide.
Yeah.
And then there's, in Africa alone, I think there's like over 20 million businesses on WhatsApp. Now, even though they have these businesses on there, the activities are scattered, right? You might say they're small businesses. Well, they are a very important part of the economy, right?
Yeah.
But some of them might be bankable, most of them are not. They are not registered. They don't have any record of sale. They can't get a loan, therefore they can't scale.
Yeah.
Right? But now, the platform does the business operations for you, does the ledger for you, does the accounting for you. So at the end of 6 months, when the agent that's been working 24/7, when you see how much you've made, you can actually export, the proof and print out the proof and take it to your bank, give it to your banker. This is how much I sold in the last 6 months. This is how much my product is moving. This is how much customer I've made. You actually now have a record for everything. Before, your record is scrolling through DMs.
Yes.
How many DMs do you want to print for your banker?
Yeah.
So
even as that is not even structured.
It's not structured, exactly. And it's not scalable. It's just not. Because, either you have someone answering the chat for you or you're doing it yourself. You have your face, your eyes buried in your phone. You can't breathe. There's only so much chat you can respond to in one day.
Yes.
I would say maybe, if you're superhuman, maybe 100.
See, that problem, definitely exists in businesses. And you have come with a solution for that problem. So when you have been able to solve a problem, you make money.
Yeah.
That's how businesses are built. So you have built a solution that is actually needed in the business world today.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you starting with Africa is a very good, move. Africa, like you mentioned, one of the biggest when it comes to WhatsApp businesses. They live and sleep on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So you starting there is a very good move, I must say, and you are going to be helping a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
Now, how can they really trust the agent as a service as it is now? It's still very new, right? It's a new technology to them, right? So have you received any pushbacks from any of these small businesses that, oh, I don't want to do that kind of stuff because it's AI, is agent and all of that?
Yeah, I get that a lot. But almost everyone that I said that actually I've been able to convert now because I've worked in artificial intelligence even before it became the thing that everybody has on their phone now. Back when when all these frontier AI companies were still training their models.
Yeah.
I worked with a lot of like data annotators, teaching the agents what this means and all that stuff. So I brought all of that experience into building agent as a service. And one of the guardrails that we've put in place is HITL, human in the loop. So, it is non-negotiable that if you as a customer talk to the agent and you say something that the agent does not understand 2 times, non-negotiable, 2 times, by the time you say the third one and the agency doesn't understand, the agent must and will escalate that conversation to a human.
On your system?
From nice. WhatsApp, it escalates that conversation to a human. You get an alert on your dashboard that, the customer has an escalation, a support, and you resolve that support and hand it back to the AI agent. So again, like I said, 2 things or several things. The agent does not just go and, say things from the internet to your customer. There's a dashboard. You have approved a list of questions, answers, products that are available, policies. You've approved it on the dashboard. And every time someone asks a question, the agent goes in that dashboard and say, what has my owner approved me to say? And then picks that context, and that's what he gives to your customer. So, synchronization works like seamlessly.
Okay.
So if you have 100 item in stock, if one customer buys one, immediately if another customer is chatting about that product, the moment that first customer pays, it reduces to 99, in your catalog. And then the next agent is telling the next customer, we don't have 100 in stock anymore. We have 99, because it's constantly refreshing and synchronizing everything.
So let's say, for example, the agent could not find anything in the database or in the catalog.
Yeah.
To respond back to the customer.
Yeah.
So what does he do at that point in time?
Well, the only reason why the agent would not find anything would be you ignore the agent's alert when the agent told you, this product is running low. The moment you have a product that is below 10 in quantity, the agent alerts you, restock, or you mark it as inactive. When you mark it as inactive, the agent will not suggest it to your customers. The agent will not show it to your customers. So you see how it works?
Okay.
That dashboard is really the control center for everything.
I see.
So if I have this sneakers,
right,
and it's running low, and the customer just bought the last one, right? The system automatically pushes that to inactive. So the next customer that asks for the same sneakers, the agent is going to tell that customer
out of stock.
It's out of stock. Exactly.
Okay.
So there will never be a situation where the agent collects money for something that you can't deliver.
Okay.
And talking about delivery.
Yeah.
So, I spent a lot of time understanding this workflow, by the way. I spoke to a lot of business owners. We ran pilot for a long time, longer than we should, than most, companies, most SaaS companies would.
Yeah.
And the reason we did that was we really want to understand
the process,
the business. And, a lot of business owners would say, they deliver, the dispatch rider told me they delivered, the customer said they didn't get it. So one thing we added to the platform is, as a business owner, on your dashboard, you have an option to set a delivery pin.
Okay.
Now, when a customer buys something, the agent asks them, would you like a delivery pin for this or not? If the customer says, yes, I'd like it, that delivery pin is a secret pin that the agent shares, the system shares with the customer. Only the customer has it. Now, when the order is delivered or picked up, depending on the option the customer picks, when they share that delivery pin with you, you enter it onto the dashboard. That pin becomes the reconciler of that transaction, of that sale. So there will never be dispatch order said they delivered. You said you want a refund because you didn't get it. The system would never mark it as delivered unless you have shared your PIN with the dispatch rider and the dispatch rider has shared it with the business owner.
Wow. That's a very beautiful reconciler.
Yeah.
It's a unique identifier that identifies both parties and reconciles whatever.
Exactly.
That makes plenty sense. That's a very good control.
It's also, we realize that trust layer is also important.
Yeah. That alone is enough for any business owner to take, have a nod and say yes to you guys. That's a very beautiful one. So who controls this dashboard? Do you have different assets created to access this system by different people?
Yes, there's roles and permission.
Okay.
We have role-based access for the dashboard. You as the business owner, you get access to everything, right? And then if you are a business that has multiple staff, you can add your staffs and give them permissions based on their roles. So for example, as the owner, you can see payment section, you can see analytics, you can sign off on refund. As a staff, your manager or your business owner might set it that you only see orders that need to be triaged, orders that need to be fulfilled. You don't get to process refund. You don't get to change the password. You don't get to see. You don't get to change something, on the bank account.
Right.
So we have everybody only get to see what they need to do their work.
Makes plenty sense.
And talking about bank account, when we started our pilot program, I made sure to onboard several of the merchants myself. I walked them through the demo, and a lot of them would tell me, "Oh, this is so good because my staffs, they do a lot of work, but recently I'm beginning to suspect that when a customer wants to buy something, they send their own account number, stuff like that." So a business might make, I don't know, 500,000 in a day, and for whatever reason, your staff might just say, "I'm gonna pocket 10% of this."
Yeah, I'm only declaring
exactly. But now, the agents, as soon as it gets to the point where the customer wants to pay, the agent shares a payments link that goes straight. We work with Paystack as our payments processor and orchestrator. So, it generates a Paystack payment link. You click that link, you enter your bank. The customer enters their bank accounts details where they want the money to be deducted from, or their card, or their USSD card, and that money reflects in your dashboard. So you no longer need to manually send
take cash or
manually send account number and then tell the customer send me screenshots. No.
Agent handles that.
If that money, by the time the money shows on your dashboard, it's already reconciled, done. That money has left the customer's account and it's now in your account. You no longer need to manually send account number and manually request screenshots. Screenshots cannot be your record of business.
It can't.
And scrolling through DMs cannot be your sales record. So you need something structured. You need something that helps you work at scale. You need something that helps you drive business decisions. We have a report on analytics, right? You can compare multiple views. How did the business perform this month versus how it performed last month? Abandoned carts is something that, how sometimes you don't know you need something until they put it in front of you. And a lot of our merchants say abandoned carts, they love it so much. Why do they love it? So, earlier I told you about people who start the charts and then they just abandon it.
Yeah.
Now, these people already asked for the sneakers or asked for the bag of rice or whatever. That conversation has a price tag that before you were not keeping track of. Now, on your dashboard, you can see the value, the monetary value of charts that are being abandoned. So, for example, I want to buy a bag of rice and it costs 70,000 and I didn't end up purchasing it. I just stopped that chart halfway. The system is going to record the 70,000 on the line here. Now, you get where I'm going?
Of course.
You get to action that 70,000. Send a nudge to this customer. The customer gets a message on WhatsApp like, yes, I forgot to, let me check out now.
Yeah.
The agent just recovered 70,000 that you would otherwise have lost before. You wouldn't even know it happened. The chart is buried down.
That is very, very beautiful. Like I mentioned earlier, that problem actually exists, and you have been able to solve that problem. That is what it means to build, a solution.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We're a tech provider. We're a business solution provider as well. We work with Meta. We work with Twilio. So, we do KYC. We only work with registered business. So like everything is clean. Everything
Right.
has to be auditable, has to be traceable, and I'd like for Nigerians to really register their business.
Yeah,
a lot of people want to get on the platform, but they don't have registered business.
Yeah.
And it's important to us.
So hold on. Okay, so you need to have your business registered first
Yes.
to be able to use your system.
Yes. So you need to have your business.
Why is that?
Because of KYC. You're going to be selling stuff on the platform, and we don't know what you want to be selling on the platform, but if something ever happens, and for tax purposes too, right? So we're tech orchestrator, right? We don't hold your money, we don't hold your product, but we help you make sure that it gets sold, right? So we want it to be clear that this money is yours and the subscription fee is ours.
Right.
So for that to be clean, you need to have a registered business. You need to have a tax ID and all that stuff, or just some proof that, it could be a bank statement, but you need some government proof to be able to register on the platform. And not just do we require it, but Meta, who is the owner of WhatsApp, the platform, they also require it for KYC.
Okay, now I see. That is definitely a hold.
Yeah, but
on the growth.
I wouldn't say it's a behavior and culture shift thing, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people think it's difficult to register a business.
It's not actually difficult.
It's actually
but
not
that's
difficult.
What they think.
Yeah, in Nigeria, for example, I think it costs 10,100 naira or 11,000 naira when you add the tax and everything to register a business, and it takes like 1 week. Corporate Affairs Commission is gonna send you your stuff, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
It also is not difficult to open a business bank account. You can do that online. A lot of banks will open a business bank account for you online. Right. You don't have to walk into their branch.
But the challenge I see there is most businesses in Africa, right, that are mostly on WhatsApp, are usually bookers, for example, on the street. Those small businesses, the micro businesses.
Yeah.
So, and these are the people that usually would not want to get their businesses registered. So that's just the concern that I have.
Yeah.
How are you ensuring you're gonna, push those kind of people to?
So we're working on a new initiative where we're going to be working with companies and agents that can actually register them. We will connect them and help them get registered, get what they need, give them their business registration certificates, and get them onboarded. Because it really is not difficult. They make more than 11,000 naira in a day, and it just makes your operation cleaner, right? And it's important for your growth. It's a different case if you never want to grow, but if you yearn to grow, then you need to follow those steps. Get registered, get a business bank account. Be on a platform for visibility. And have an agent that doesn't sleep, that doesn't take vacation. Speed is very important to business. I mean, you and I know that. So if you have days or downtimes, a period of 8 hours where you can't sell anything, and your competitor is selling all day long, and people from outside the country can place their orders, and all your competitor has to do the next day is wake up, open their dashboard, and see, what do I have to do today? Okay. 30 orders need to be shipped to Canada. 50 orders need to be shipped to Ibadan or Ogun State. All right. And then you call your assistant or your shop staff. Take this to the logistic company for delivery. Do you see all of the headache, all of the steps that we cut out and jump to?
Yeah.
Initially, you would have woken up the next day. Oh, sorry for the late reply. I was sleeping. Oh, sorry for I'm available now. Or, oh, let me check if we have it available. You don't have to do that. Now you wake up and you just jump to fulfilling the orders.
That is great.
In fact, your money is already waiting in your account. When you wake up, it's already waiting in your account.
Right.
You're just waking up and fulfilling the orders.
Absolutely great. Absolutely great. So you've done a great job, man. So congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
I have two questions,
Yeah.
right? And I'm going to ask those two questions together
Okay.
so you can answer them. So now you started in Nigeria.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Nigerian businesses outside of Nigeria.
Yeah.
In Texas, say for example, in Dallas, just for example, there are a lot of African businesses, restaurants, clubs, lounges, so many businesses here. So now, is your business accepting those type of merchants outside of Nigeria? If not, when are you thinking of expanding beyond the
Yeah.
Nigerian market?
So deliberately, right now, we're starting, with the Nigerian market, but very soon we're gonna integrate with Stripe so we can
Okay.
work with,
Okay.
US and Canadian businesses and
So
just,
Paystack is what you use right now,
So
which
yeah,
is only in
Paystack
Naira.
is our payment orchestrator,
Okay.
in Nigeria right now.
Right.
But very soon, we're gonna be able to service businesses beyond Nigeria.
Makes sense.
The Nigerian businesses, the African business, they really need it. Like, to be honest, they need that structure.
Yes.
They need the technology to be injected into their business. AI adoption is happening everywhere.
Yeah.
It's we shouldn't be scared of AI anymore. It's already part of our workflow. It's already part of how we live every day.
It's inevitable.
Exactly, it's inevitable. So, the person that should be worried is the person who has not found a way to include it in their life right now.
Yes, that is very true. So my next question would now be about the tech itself.
Yeah.
So you have a team of
Yeah.
developers.
Yeah.
You have a whole team, that have pulled this solution together, with you. Where are they located? Are they located here in the US? Where exactly?
So 90% of our team are located in Nigeria. We've done this on purpose and we have a brilliant team of engineers and program managers, by the way. But we've chosen people in Nigeria because we need people who understand the business, who understand the landscape, who understand the culture, who understand the
business environment.
The business
Yes.
environment,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
And that is one of the reasons why the platform has been successful so far. These people buy from other businesses in Nigeria. They understand the workflow.
Yeah, they are there.
So even though I'm the product owner and CEO and all that, the times they'll tell me, nah,
it's not gonna work.
The Nigerian audience does not respond to you this way. This is
Yes.
how they respond to it. Yeah.
I like that. That is beautiful. So I know you just launched,
Yeah.
right? And you have a few customers at this moment. So what are your plans to actually scale to more customers coming on board the platform?
Well, we are deliberately onboarding customer, gradually. That's because as we onboard them, we get their feedback. We use their feedback to, harden the platform. It's not slow growth. It's an intentional one because we don't want to grow too fast, bite more than we can chew or scale up faster than we can actually handle.
Yeah.
But we are launching the platform, opening it publicly in August 14, by the way.
Okay.
So right now we're in the pilot phase, and we're handpicking the businesses we work with because those businesses have to go through a checklist. We want to make sure you will actually use the platform. That's another thing. The platform lets us know if your business is actually not moving, and the way we work with you is more of a partnership, right? So if you're successful, you get retained on the platform, and because of that, you would find us actually communicating with you. Our customers support will actually talk to you and will tell you what we're seeing and what we think would make your business grow. Because if you grow, we grow.
Okay.
Right? If you grow, then you renew your subscription next month, and you keep on renewing your subscription, and the agents keep on selling for you.
Okay.
And we know that when you see that outcome, the growth which you're talking about, the scaling plan, will come naturally.
That's true.
Yeah. So we're not in a rush. Life takes time. Everything takes time. Anything good takes time. So we want to make sure the people we service today, we service them good. We understand their business workflow, and then we can replicate that across board, from 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. But we are doing that scaling deliberately and intentionally.
I like that approach. The approach is a very beautiful one. I believe it's definitely going to be successful. So let me ask, so how do you monetize your platform? Is it by subscription
Yes.
or based on commission?
So it's strictly subscription based.
Okay.
We have 3 tier. We have the starter plan, we have the growth plan, and we have the pro plan. The starter plan you comes with, and all of the plans comes with a bunch of features and like agent suits.
Right.
So the starter plan starts from 30,000 naira.
Okay.
You get 400 messages. That's conversations between the agent and
Business,
your customer
okay.
and your customer. You get a FAQ agent, order agent, payment agent. You get everything that takes a conversation, turns it into an order, collects money, all of that. Even the starter plan provides that.
Yeah.
The growth plan comes with 1,500 messages. It's multilingual, so that's something I should mention. If you have customers outside of Nigeria, say in Togo, Benin Republic, they speak French, they can converse with the agents and they can,
translate for them.
Yeah, so we're also making sure that these businesses, we're kind of creating an avenue where you can trade across the borders of Nigeria. So
That's beautiful.
We're solving the language barrier. There's no faster and better way to solve language barrier than with artificial intelligence. Now, if you have suppliers in China, there's Chinese on the multilingual plan. Your suppliers, you can speak English to them, they can speak Mandarin to the agents, and both of you are going to communicate. On the pro plan, the growth plan, by the way, is 75,000 naira, and the pro plan is 150,000 naira. Now, the sweet spot that we've noticed from merchants is the growth plan. They stay on that one because they get 1,500 messages. They have all the agents that they need, multilingual and pidgin English and all that stuff. But the pro plan is really for businesses that they've scaled up. They have a lot of customers. They have, you'd have to be having maybe over 500 conversations a day because the pro plan comes with 6,000 messages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not to hype you or anything. I see a lot of value in your solution. A whole lot of value. And I'm hoping the business owners can actually see these values to see that even the subscription fee is very, very, very small compared to the value they tend to gain from this particular platform. So you have done a great job, man.
Thank you.
Kudos to you. Kudos to you. As a builder myself, I know what it must have taken you to get to this point.
Yeah, it took a lot of, getting into the mind of the customer, getting into the mind of the business owner. And one big bet that we took, and it's really paying off, is, I told the team, I said, I don't want a chatbot. We don't want to build an agent that just, run with anything and just says anything. And then when you say, why did you do that? The agent tells you, oh, sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Would you also like me to? No, agent as a service doesn't do that. I'm sure we've all witnessed, we've all experienced it with ChatGPT. It does something else and say, oh, sorry,
I shouldn't have said this.
Would you also like me to? No, this one is guided,
straight to the point.
Straight to the point.
Yes.
You have
it's
messaged me
on exactly what it should say.
Exactly, because you've messaged me, it means you want to buy something. Yeah. So let me focus on that and get straight to the point.
Yeah.
And if you can shorten that buying journey, it means you can sell more stuff within the same time.
Yeah.
Before it takes your staff an hour to complete one sale. Okay, we have it available. All right, let me check. What color? All right. Partner, our account number is 0000. Send screenshot. Let me check. That's 1 hour. Now, it happens in 7 turns.
Yeah.
I like the shoe. What size do you want it? Here's the payments link. What is your address? Do you want it delivered or picked up? Bam, done.
Yeah. So let me ask, do you have anybody doing this today? Is there any other system today that is a competitor or a direct competitor to what you do? You don't need to mention their names.
Yeah.
Just want to know.
Well, if it's not Meta, I don't.
Okay, no other apart from Meta that you know of.
There are several automations agency out there. Oh my God, there's several of them out there. But the biggest difference is we actually complete the task. And I can't say that enough because I've tried a lot of them. In terms of competition, I would mention Meta, but not as a competitor. Meta has done something very beautiful for us. They've come
Meta is the platform that enabled these.
But Meta has done something interesting. So we started building Agent as a Service in 2025. And earlier this year, Meta released Meta Business Agents. They released it across Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp itself. Now, the issue with that is it almost does what we do, but it does not complete the job. At least not for everyone, right?
Okay.
So they said when I read their newsletter and everything, they said they've been working on theirs for 2 years and they've been testing in Mexico and in India, but not Africa because they don't care about your workflow, right?
Yeah.
You need someone who understands how the African
Market works,
how the
yes.
African market works, right? And I think they have WhatsApp Pay, and it works in some countries, Brazil, maybe Mexico, India, but it doesn't work in Nigeria. It doesn't work in Africa. We closed that gap.
Okay.
Right? So
you have a market. You have a big market with no much competition for you.
And Meta coming into the field
Yeah.
that we are looking at just validates it for us that the problem truly exists.
Yeah, it does exist. Wow, that is beautiful. My last question will be, this is just technical, right? Handling this amount of messaging, must have been costing you a fortune in your token, utilization. How's that like for you?
This answer is gonna sound a bit technical. So AI is one layer of the platform. There's a entirely, hardened deterministic backend. So again, what I mean by deterministic is if you ask something of the agent works with the orchestrator to check, is that thing really available? It does not immediately call on an LLM. So by not always calling on an LLM, we save on tokens.
Okay.
Because we have a deterministic system back on
you built that within your system.
Within our system.
So it's not calling any other API outside of your system.
Exactly. So the only time, the AI, the LLM comes into play is when you're changing language for like the multilingual or greeting or understanding intents, right? So if the question needs, like, I need to understand what this person is saying, that the LLM is good at that, like probabilistic. Take this sentence, join it with this sentence. What is this customer saying now? That's when we call on AI, and that's why I said it's 2 layers.
Okay.
And AI is just one layer of the platform,
part, which is very cool. That will save you a lot of money.
Yeah.
So what's your stack like? Your tech stack?
Well, so we were hosted on in Google Cloud platform, GCP, and I love them. And we also got some, funding from them, which has really helped us during the pilot phase. But yeah, we work with several, more than one LLM provider that I want to mention, vendor name. Yeah. But our stack is mostly GCP on GCP. Yeah.
Okay. Makes plenty sense. Yeah. Very beautiful. This has been a very wonderful conversation. I've really got to understand what Agent as a Service, your product, does. Yeah. Are you planning on releasing more product under Orion Tech?
Yeah. So eventually, the way I see this, and I took these bets about conversational commerce, as I like to call it. I think when ChatGPT first released their agents inside of the ChatGPT chats, not even codex, I took a bet there and said e-commerce is going to become conversational. That's where it's going. And for the future of Orion Tech and other platforms that we're going to work on, I see the company becoming workforce infrastructure. So look at what we have today. Every company now is building agents into everything.
Yeah.
There's agents in your Microsoft Word, there's agents in Excel. Oh, there's agents in Robinhood. There's agents in everything.
Everything you do right now. It's agentic season.
It's agentic season, right? Yeah. And, sooner or later, these agents are going to have identification just like you and I. Because if your agents, start being able to trade with your money, start being able to open bank accounts and go shopping for you, we want to track who owns this agent? Who's your father?
Yeah.
Whose house did you come from, right?
Yes.
So for Orion Tech, we're looking, in the future, we're going to become a workforce infrastructure where a business can come to us and say, I'm just starting off my business and I need to staff up with digital staff. I'm going to need 20 customer support. Yeah. Just like you have today, You have staffing agency across the country, across
Yeah.
Dallas, Lagos. So that's it. The staffing agency,
It's gonna be replaced
will
by
supply your
yeah,
company
yeah,
with
with agents.
digital staff, agents, AI agents.
That's very futuristic and very, very
Well, it's
wonderful.
not. I don't. It's not so futuristic.
No, when I mean
anymore.
futuristic, of course, this is what already is happening.
Yeah, it's
today,
already exactly,
but
it's
not
already
at
happening.
the level at which you just described.
Yeah, and
Today
we're
we
getting there, and things are moving fast.
we're
in
getting
fact,
there.
I would say maybe less than 5 years from now.
Yes, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. 5 years is too far.
Yeah,
too far away. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one because you just mentioned something that's very important, which is my core area of discussion these days, talking
Yeah.
about AI safety,
yeah,
governance, and all of that. Right? You just mentioned, like, you were asking, like, who owns you? Where are you coming from? Which
Yeah.
which family are you of?
Exactly.
Stuff like that. So
because we're gonna,
yes,
you see dating apps, Tinder,
yes,
saying,
yes, yeah,
they're planning for, if you open a dating app account, you're gonna
Mm.
have an AI agent, and another person on the other side of the world is gonna have an AI agent.
Yeah.
And you guys, as AI agents, are gonna first have a conversation before the two humans meet.
Actually,
The AI agent will evaluate, what does your human do?
yeah.
What does a human do? And then the other agent say, well, my human likes or doesn't like what your human does.
Yeah.
And so, we don't end up going on for the dates.
Yeah.
When my
So
agent
we save each other time.
Exactly, we save each other time. When my agent finds someone who's suitable based on what I said I'm looking for, then you send it to me, and then
the match matches.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you can be at work and have your agent doing the talking to potential dates for you.
Yes, while you are working.
While you're working.
Yes. At the end of the day, summarizes and
You
say,
get a report.
Yeah, I saw Laura. Laura is your type.
Exactly.
Only that he didn't meet this particular criteria of yours. So because of that, I sent her away.
Exactly.
And I started looking for Joy.
Exactly.
And stuff like that.
And what someone might be thinking,
Yes.
well, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. But that's what the word is. That I mean,
You
that's where
don't
we are
have
right now.
you don't have a choice.
No.
A few months ago, or
Yeah.
maybe a year ago, remember when corporations, used to chastise engineers or even staff for using Claude?
Yeah.
And now every organization uses Claude. Now Claude is a skill.
Yeah.
Now Claude has certifications.
Yes.
We need Claude certified engineers.
Yes. If you are not certified, if you're not trained in Claude, you're not qualified.
You're not qualified. So
Yeah.
the world is moving faster than you and I
Yeah.
may even want it, and it's evolving, and we have to evolve with it. And we,
Interesting.
I imagine it's like this every couple centuries. I imagine when maybe tractors first arrive, some farmers are looking at other farmers like, you're using tractor, you must be lazy. Until harvest period comes and they see the double fold. And like, okay, let me try that your tractor too. Looks like this horse is not as fast anymore. Or typewriter versus computer. Or remember shorthand versus typewriter, right? So,
this typewriter to PCs.
To PCs, exactly.
Yes, so,
and now we may be soon moving into a future where you just have a device in your ear or, a necklace, and it just, gathers things.
That's already there.
Yeah.
We already have those kind of devices, But this has been a beautiful conversation.
Absolutely.
We have taken longer than I would have expected us to take. Because I like to cut my episodes like maximum of 30 minutes so that people don't get bored. But I'm very sure they would not get bored on what we have had tonight. I mean, it's been a very beautiful episode. I will ask you the last question, and that is about mindset. As a founder, as a builder, what kind of mindset should founders have to be able to succeed in this day and age?
The one I've been preaching to everyone is, you have to be delusional about your dreams. When I say delusional, I don't mean completely do away with logic. I just mean you need to have a different approach and definitions towards things that people that are not in your mindset or chasing the same thing as you might interpret differently. For example, failure. All right. In my book, there's no failure. There's just lesson learned. Right.
Like that.
In software development, what do they call that thing? Iteration.
Iteration.
Life is an iteration on its own. You do something, it's not perfect, and then you do it again. And then you do it again, and you do it again until you get it, and then it becomes, part of you. So that's literally life. In fact, I think even to the, biological aspect, like family and giving birth, I'm beginning to see, giving birth as an iteration. You've lived to adulthood, And now you've given birth to your child, and then you're looking at that child grow up, and you have all these lessons of things you did that you would like to do differently, but you can't go back to being 10 again. So now you're going to iterate it on this one. And so when you do that, you realize you have not failed. You have
You
learned
learned
something
something.
and fixed it. You know?
I
So
like that.
be it towards products or anything, just have that mindset. There's no failure. It's
failure.
just lesson learned, and then you do it again. And don't think too much about what somebody else is thinking about you. In my experience and what I've found out, nobody actually thinks about you as much as you think about yourself. All of that is in your head.
Yeah.
And you know what to say about fear. Everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. I would like for people to know that nobody actually thinks about you as much as you think about yourself.
Yes.
You think they're looking at,
what's he doing
what
now?
is it that? No,
Nobody
they're
cares.
not. When they see you, they remember you.
Yeah.
And the moment you're gone from that scene,
That's
everybody
gone.
goes back to their life.
Yeah.
Like everybody has something going on in their life that they are focused on. It's just in your head that they are looking at you or thinking about. They are not.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
So do your thing. Great. Well. Thank you today. This is where we are going to draw the curtain, right?
Yeah.
We've had a beautiful conversation. Orion Tech has just unveiled to you guys what Agent as a Service is all about. And I implore you, business owners, this is a solution to a lot of problems that I know you have today. If I were you, I would jump right on it and start using this tech to boost your business and take yourself and your business to the next level. So until we come your way again, keep watching us. Blessed.